The DZ Report. You're now rocking with your boy. Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott recently took some of his teammates with him to Miami to prepare for training camp. Tight end Sean McKeon and Dalton Schultz, rookie receiver Jalen Tolbert, new number one receiver CeeDee Lamb, and running back Ezekiel Elliott joined him at the University of Miami for a few days. It was a great, obviously, just being to get away and do that. Prescott told Mark Lane of WFAA during the quarterback's youth football camp. We didn't get a chance to do it last year, obviously, with the rehab for the ankle injury. But having CeeDee, Schultz, Sean got the rookie Tolbert out there for some reps. And Zeke, obviously. It was great to have that camaraderie. Then again, go over to Miami, open up for us, let us have the facility, and put in some great work. Some great work that some of those guys may not have gotten in the back half of OTAs and stuff. Prescott said it was 60% football and 40% bonding. I guess the purpose is to go out there and get that in there, but the bonding happens there. Prescott said 3 days and you get to know each other, so whether it's the dinners or it's the hanging out, that's what it's about. There's two of the guys that I feel like I got closer to on this trip, and I don't know if I'd have been able to without it. The Cowboys traded Amari Cooper and lost Cedric Wilson in free agency. They added James Washington in free agency and drafted Tolbert. So, yeah. So that's good that they're building camaraderie and everything. You know, that's so sweet, you know, to see that. But this is the problem that's going to face itself. Jerry Wayne Jones. Can you overcome his incompetency, his always wanting to be all in the videos, all in the show? Like he wants to do everything. Like he doesn't let the coach or nothing. And then I don't even trust their offensive coordinator because Kellen Moore don't know how to draw up real plays. He's trying to run that Boise State shit, and it ain't working. So my thing is this. Will this help Dak Prescott? I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it'll help him. I don't know if it'll grow him. I have no idea. To me, Dak Prescott, the problem is he needs a running game. If you run the ball more than 100, if his running backs, whether it's Zeke or whoever he has back there, can get over 100 yards rushing, Dak is undefeated. He's undefeated. And people look at that as a bad thing. It's like, no, that's a good thing. That means run the ball. And then put him in play action. Put him in waggles. Move him all around the place. See, this is the problem. They're not very creative. And then I thought Mike McCarthy would be allowed to coach. He hasn't been allowed to coach or do anything. Hasn't been allowed to do anything. You know, it's just he's been sitting there, you know, as the new coach Clapp. He's basically the new Jason Garrett, which he can't really do anything, can't coach. Got to let the offensive coordinator, got to let the defensive coordinator do their job. But he can't put no insight or put no input to it, which is crazy to me. I've just never seen anything like that before. And to me, it's just bogus. You know, real bogus. So, you know, we'll see, man. It's like I don't understand. Can Dallas dominate and do something this year? I mean, who knows? I mean, Dak's building rapport. They're really going to miss Cedric Wilson. They're going to miss Amari Cooper, even though Amari Cooper was soft. But that was a good move. They got rid of him because Amari Cooper's soft as hell. He going to be in Cleveland. He going to be soft up there. You know, Deshaun Watson gonna be like, man, this dude's soft. You know, he's really gonna say that. You know, he's gonna find out. But all right, now much has been said about Deshaun Watson since he arrived in Berea to be the new quarterback of the Cleveland Browns, but not all of it is accurate. For example, there are two myths about him as a player that continue to make the rounds. One is the lazy take that he's not a winner since the team was 4-12 in his last full season. The other is that he quit on his team when he asked for a trade out of Houston. As for the record, quarterback wins being used as the lone stat to judge a player is ridiculous. Watson led the league in passing that season and had a haphazard team around him. Does he get the 4-12 mark because he's the quarterback? Yes, but they could have easily been 1-15 or even 0-16 that season without his play. The second is that he quit by asking for a trade. This is also a lazy take because so much goes into a player asking to leave. In this instance, the front office had made moves he didn't agree with, including trading one of his best wideouts in the NFL for a washed-up running back. They then spread the myth that this move happened because of Watson's contract, yet they paid David Johnson nearly as much as Arizona ended up paying DeAndre Hopkins. Also, it's hard to say a guy truly quit when he continued to show up, which is what former Houston head coach David Culley says Watson did. Culley held out hope that Watson would rescind his trade request, and while that didn't happen, he was still present. Here's what David Culley had to say on the Hutton Outkick 360 show. So here you go.
I'd love to,
fair use act.
The process of last off season, the training camp.
Fair use act.
I'd love, if you can, to take us behind the scenes of the process of last off season, the training camp. After the charges come out on Deshaun, and knowing that he didn't want to play for the organization to begin with, but he's on the roster. He's there so he does not get fined per day. And you have to figure out, as a part of the active roster, how you're going to use him or not use him on a daily basis. What were the conversations like behind the scenes? And did he show up to all the behind-the-scenes meetings as well, the team meetings, or was it just visually, we saw what the cameras picked up, he's walking out to training camp practice, runs a couple of scout drills, and that was it? Was there more to it than that?
Yeah, he was at every meeting during training camp. He was at every practice during training camp. There was only a certain amount of things that he was only going to do during practice because of the injury factor. But he was there. He was in every meeting. He wasn't a distraction. He was just like everybody else there. But knowing that he wasn't, I think there was always hope that maybe he might change his mind. And, you know, we got to the point where once the season got started, he was still coming in the building, but he wasn't in our meetings anymore. There was no need for him to be in our meetings anymore because he was not going to be active. And we knew that going in, and we handled it that way. We knew we was going to have one less guy on our active roster that wasn't going to play during the year, and we understood that, and we dealt with it.
And now the idea is he's going to be suspended in some capacity for the Browns as they go into training camp. Your understanding that last year in Houston, like if he changed his mind and said, Coach, I've changed my mind, I want to play, the NFL would have allowed that? Like he could have played that week?
Yes, there was no reason for him not to be able to play other than he didn't want to play.
That's gonna make them white boys mad, huh? Them pink folk hot now. Everything y'all tried to do to tear him down, man, God is still on his side. That was David Culley, who basically, and that's fair use act, he basically told the truth of what happened. And the truth was, they suspended him, and I mean, they basically brought those charges out because he wanted to leave Houston. Just saying. Look at the facts, not the sensationalism. Thank you for listening. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share this. Hit the notification bell to select all to receive upcoming notifications. And if y'all love what y'all hear, y'all can go to the description box, hit that link on my Cash App where you could donate whatever your heart's desire. And you guys, if you I'll be back on my other page, Welcome to HDTV, starting tomorrow. I'll be out for my suspension and the hating ass YouTube. But we're still here. We're going to get it popping. So thank you guys for your support during my week suspension. Y'all still been catching the videos and content on this channel. Let's continue to make this channel grow, man, so we won't have to have anything stop us from continuing the movement. Thank y'all for listening, and we out. Deezy.